And sometimes, okay, we got it. Hi, welcome, brave souls showing up for manifestation and meditation and how Feng Shui works. What is going to happen? We're about to see. Really, I'm so glad to have y'all here, and thank you for spending your lunch hour with me. And I'm going to let a couple more people in. If you know me, I love to start with setting an intention, as is a favorite thing to do in my school of Feng Shui, the Tibetan Black Hat School of Feng Shui. I'm just muting all of y'all for now, and then we will have time for discussion. Have your fingers ready, because I'm going to ask y'all to put some stuff in the chat in the meantime. In fact, if you're here, just go ahead and say where you're calling in from, because it's just kind of fun to see where everybody's lives. And, you know, we have a worldwide audience with Zooms and emails these days. So check it out while I set our intention for the class. I like to start by lighting a candle. Fire is an amazing element for setting intentions. Y'all take a deep, deep breath, the deepest breath you can take. Okay. In your next breath, just say in your mind, be here now. Even if you're watching this later as a recording, I want you to really get present and tune in. Again, another deep breath, really drinking that breath in, feeling that breath go in and out of your body as a tool to get present. I'm going to call on my spirit guides and all your spirit guides to facilitate today's Zoom call. Take a moment if you're into this and just acknowledge the guides that are here today. I'll call in the Feng Shui masters too. I'm just going to set an intention and just ask that I be a clear communicator for you all today, and that you receive what you're looking for today. That you come to a new awareness, maybe for yourself, new awareness on the principles of Feng Shui and the principles of law of attraction. Maybe you get some inspiration. Definitely. I love that word, inspiration. And a deeper understanding, again, of anything you might be looking for. In fact, before we continue, I'm just going to ask that you take a moment to set your own intention. That might be in the form of a question you might have, not even just for me, just for the universe. If you have a question for the universe, just write it down. It can be anything. Maybe you have a specific reason you showed up today. If you do, write that down as well. And for those of you ready, I want you to just bring your attention to your heart area. Just feel that space that's in your heart area. And just imagine there's a beautiful candle light there flickering, like a pilot light almost. And just feel that warmth and that beauty and that brightness that resides within you. And just take a deep breath with your attention on that space. And now I want you to imagine that you're gently turning that pilot light up. It's getting bigger and brighter and just filling your chest area. And it's expanding out past your body, around your body, throughout your entire body, around your back, torso, hips, arms, fingers, legs, up past your head, past your feet, and you're in this beautiful bubble of light. You can feel it going up to the heavens, and feel your feet on the ground, or feel yourself a little heavy in your chair to bring a little grounding energy with it too. And take your deepest breath. Okay, we're doing some breathing and intention setting for anybody who just got here. Good job. Okay. All right, we're ready to go. So we've called on the spirit guides. We've set our intentions. We love this as a practice in Feng Shui, right? Or just in life, if you're kind of new to Feng Shui. And we're just going to dive in. I'm going to go ahead and first of all, I'm going to peek at the chat. Oh my word, they changed this, y'all. I can't, there it is. Okay. Oh, yay. We got our California representing. And we got Minnesota. Awesome. Go ahead and type where you're calling in from if you have access to the chat right now. I know some of y'all might be in the car or doing something, and I appreciate you keeping your cameras off if you are moving around. But if you're sitting, we'd love to see your face. And I'm going to go ahead and share my slides, and then we're going to have time to kind of hang out with each other. All right. And discuss, because I know y'all are going to have questions, and I look forward to questions. All right. So play from current slide. Welcome. Hi. All right. Meditation and manifestation. Again, I called y'all brave souls. I do think you're brave, especially if you're showing up with the word meditation. There's a time in my life that word might have made me not want to show up. So good job. You're here. You're about to learn some stuff. I'm excited to share with y'all. And I'm excited it's Friday the 13th. So for those of y'all, I usually do these the first Friday of every month, but I was on vacation. And so I decided to do it the second Friday, and it happened to land on Friday the 13th, which if y'all follow my emails is one of my lucky days. Friday the 13th is my lucky day. And I'm going to tell y'all why as we get into discussing manifestation. Now, manifestation I showed up for. So you know what? Put this in the chat. If there was something that made you show up, maybe in the marketing or just intuition, go ahead and write down in the chat why you showed up today. Maybe you just wanted a break in your day. Maybe you want some more luck, and find out why Friday the 13th can be lucky. Go ahead and write it in the chat if you have some sort of intention that you would like to share. And I'm going to keep going. All right. What is manifestation? Let's just get to the heart of it. And then I'm going to tell y'all some stories. Yay, Joelle. That's right. Thank you for that. She says she also enjoys Friday the 13th. All right. I really do want y'all to put stuff in the chat for this. I always want you to, but this is a really good one. What is manifestation to y'all? What is manifestation? What does manifestation mean? Law of attraction, Susan wrote. Okay. Let's get a little more. Thoughts becoming things. Ooh, we love that. That's a good one. That's a really good one. What else is manifestation to y'all? Making dreams come true. Yay. Love it. Who else has one? Anybody else? I'm going to start posting what I put. Using your subconscious to focus on outward results. I love these. I think these are so cool. And I wrote down anything we are experience. Well, that's actually kind of true. We are experience. We are experiencing on this physical plane. So we tend to think of manifestation as something that is on the physical plane, like something we can see, touch, smell, right? So we're going to kind of play with that definition a little bit today. So, but this is kind of what people think of it as, right? Ooh, I manifested this. It's something you're like holding or having happen to you. Okay, so also it's kind of when we make stuff happen. All right, so some of y'all kind of alluded to this. Thoughts becoming things, making dreams come true, using your subconscious to focus on it. So it's something we're doing that we think we're doing, right? We make it happen, right? Okay. Again, physical plane. All right. When things appear out of thin air, it seems. Some people think, oh, I manifested this. It just happened, right? But this is a manifestation. So it kind of feels almost like a little bit of like, woo, this happened. Yay, I did it. And that's fun when it feels like that. However, this is what many of us think manifestation is. And there's truth to it. There is truth to it. So, but I'm going to be giving y'all a little bit different way to think about this because that's what I do. I like to spin things on its head a little bit to get y'all to think of it in a different way in order to get good at it. All right. So yeah, so I did these funny little pictures like, okay, ooh, I manifested this fancy house. Oh, I manifested this fancy car. Sometimes we think of it like this, or look, I manifested this amazing romantic moment with my ideal lover. Okay. All right. As a matter of fact, though, okay, and there's Hawaii, Kauai. I lived in Kauai when I was 25, and I learned a lot about manifesting. I was very, very, very into it then. And I can tell you all a little bit more about that later. But what I mostly learned there is we are always manifesting. Always manifesting. So us sitting here on a call with a Zoom with a person talking is a manifestation. Okay. So whatever you experience is a manifestation period. All right. So I want you to remember that because that can be a tool for you as you move forward. And I say get good at it, but maybe the word would be more conscious, manifesting more consciously. All right. And this is why y'all are all here. I know it. So, yeah. So living in Kauai, I would walk down the street and I was learning to hear my guides. And I remember them saying, as I'm walking down the street in the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen, I'm about to go to the beach. They're like, you manifested this. You manifested this. And it was like, oh, anything we're experiencing, we're manifesting. So y'all hold on just a second because somebody's here. Hold on. Okay, great. All right, let's keep going. Okay, yay. Y'all, I have to try to make y'all laugh. This actually is a fun story. All right, so let me tell y'all one of my first experiences with understanding my power to manifest. Okay, it's the one on the right. It's the dolphin picture. Okay. I was 20. I was young, 23. And y'all know, if you've been following me, y'all know I've been into this stuff. I mean, 17 was where I really started taking off on all this stuff. I had such a curiosity and I was on a path. All right. So I got invited to go on a boat with some family friends from Mobile, Alabama, where I'm from, to the Bahamas. And I loved it. I loved being on a boat. I loved that freedom. It was like 2 or 3 weeks. And I did not scuba dive, but the people I were with did. And we went and anchored off some reef one day, and a pod of about 50 dolphins came up to the boat. And I'm talking, there were no other boats around. We were in the total wild. And these dolphins swam with us for an hour. Okay. Like even saying it was something that did not feel of this planet. They were totally wild. There's no other people around. And I have video. I called my friend today to say, hey, do you have that video? I'm going to try to show it to my, people today for the talk. And he's like, I've got it on VHS. I'm going to put it on digital soon. So I'll have it in either a blog or a newsletter soon. You can see the video because he was videoing even back then. And then it was Friday the 13th when this happened. And the night before I'd had a dream and it just felt really good. The dream felt amazing. Like it was just one of those kind of sparkly dreams. And I remember there was a fairy in the dream and I loved fairies. And so, and I had always in 9th grade, we were studying the concept of utopia and they said, draw a picture of what you think utopia was. And I drew a picture of dolphins. Okay. And it was just this I didn't have the word manifestation in my vocabulary yet, but it was what Joelle said in the chat. It was a dream come true thing. I didn't even realize that this was before the time you could go on these vacations and like train the dolphins and stuff like that. And like really like go find somewhere where you swim with them, maybe down at SeaWorld or somewhere. But I don't even think that was my dream. It was this. And one let me touch her. It was like a mama dolphin. And they would come and play with us and they would get this close, but then they would and one let me go like that for a second. And it was such a high vibration experience that it did bring me to a new awareness. So I manifested this. Okay. I manifested this experience. It wasn't something I was trying to do. So we're going to talk about that. Okay. Now, the other picture is a whole nother different story that happened last week, kind of just in the neighborhood. I was walking my dog. Actually, I dropped my daughter off at dance. And so I was going to go for a walk in a different neighborhood that I hadn't visited in a while. And I was just in the best mood. It was a beautiful day. I'm like, I love my life. You know, those moods you get in where you're just like, I'm like, look at all these fun Halloween decorations. Abraham Hicks calls this milking it. When you find yourself in a decent or good mood, milk it. Just keep appreciating. You don't even have to try when you're there. You're just like, oh my gosh, all these kids on their bikes. They're so cute. Oh, look at that house. I love looking at houses, obviously, because I'm a Feng Shui consultant. Look at that one. Look at that one. My dog was happy. We were just walking along and I realized I didn't have her doggy bag I had left in the car. And I was like, but it was okay because my dog actually is really, 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 really smart. And she knows to go to the bathroom sometimes in like either like a place where it's not like the street or somebody's yard. Like she knows how to find those places. But I was like, I'm gonna manifest a doggy bag on my walk. And I was far from my car. Okay. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then she found kind of like a woodsy place. So I really didn't even think about it, but I just kept appreciating. And y'all, I'm walking and I look on the ground. I find a roll of doggy bags and it was just standing there. It was sitting there. I knew it was just for me. Okay. And I'm like, I'm going to have to tell this story at my manifestation class and it's going to be weird, but I don't care. I'm still going to tell it because I was thinking about maybe a little, how people, I'm sorry, those bad plastic grocery bags. I'm like, you find those on the ground all the time. I do anyway, but maybe because I don't have any resistance to doggy bags when I need them, obviously, because I got a whole roll. It's kind of funny too, because I'm out, like I was getting low. So, the universe knows what you want, y'all, and the universe will give you even better than you can put in your head. Okay. So I love that you love the story. And Julie P was in your old neighborhood where I was. Even more fun that you piped up. So, okay. Random. And I know people that are new to this might say, well, Katie, it's just doggy bags. Really? Or they might say, Katie, I actually in the Bahamas, dolphins go swim with people all the time. And you might do that to yourself. I want you to stop doing that. If something happens and you had just thought of it an hour before, you did that. You did that. Who put thoughts becoming things? It was Elizabeth. Thoughts becoming things. This is what we're talking about. And we're going to be talking about how it happens. I got y'all. Y'all are sticking with me. I can feel it. So let's keep playing because we want to know, right? This is kind of the fun. I was so happy when I found these. I was like, thanks, universe. La-di-da. And I just kept my happiness. All right. And I laughed because I knew I was going to be telling y'all this random story. We're going to switch gears and go to meditation because I have learned y'all, you really can't have one without the other. You can. You're always manifesting. That's the truth. But don't you want to get in there a little better and actually play harder with it, right? And know that the doggy bag's going to show it. You got to just net or not even. All right. I'm not going to give off. Okay. There is going to be a recording. So I'm so happy y'all are asking because this is so fun. Meditation. Y'all write in the chat. What is meditation? I want to hear what y'all say about meditation. And I'm keeping track of time because I'm making sure we're going to have discussion time, just so y'all know. So have your questions ready. Please write what you think meditation is, even if it sounds like obvious. Quieting your conscious mind. Beautifully put. Who else? Moments of peace. Wonderful. Doesn't that make y'all breathe? Even just hearing that phrase, it does for me. God, I love it. Okay. Practice of quieting mind. And I love that word. A practice. And I wrote detaching from your thoughts. Okay. It's the same thing as quieting mind, right? But maybe there's a little more to it since thoughts become things. Going below the noise. Y'all can write a poem. Fuel for manifesting. Susan knows what's happening. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of images when y'all are writing, like going below the noise. It's like we're doing our ocean. We got the waves, but if you go underneath, it's quiet water, even if the waves are kind of going nuts. Fuel for manifesting. I'm totally seeing rich soil where you get to plant the seeds. Okay. So yes, I love these descriptions because there's always something in it. Okay. Let's see what else I put. All right. Time to connect with the divine. Now, when I first started meditating, I needed something to focus on kind of, and mine, it was an intention actually. My intention is to connect with the divine every time I sat down for meditation. And then it's just kind of like, well, why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you take 10 to 15 minutes out of your day to connect with the divine? I mean, what better thing is there than connecting with the divine? So I needed little cues to get me to actually do meditation. That was mine. Whatever works for you, though, hopefully by the end of this class, you'll know. Breathing with a focus on breathing. Okay. It's the same as what everybody put. It's this. When you are focusing on your breath, you're detaching from your thoughts, you're quieting your mind. You have a focus that is kind of a non-thought. Moments of peace. Quieting your conscious mind. Okay, these are all really good. Okay, and then as a result of this kind of practice, what's happening is you're getting in the zone below the noise, like Leslie put. And then we all love that term in alignment. So you can think of an alignment as it being in connection with the divine or your source or God, whatever universe, whatever word you like for that higher consciousness. Okay. Lots of words for this. It doesn't matter what the words are. All right. Great. Y'all get this. I can feel it. Does meditation look like that? Not for me. It can. I mean, you probably do have to have a quiet mind to do that. Kind of want to try that. That's not a picture of me or anybody I know. Okay. Does meditation look like that? It can. It can look like that. Sure. They're meditating from what it looks like in the picture. We think, we don't know. We're not in their heads. Does meditation look like that? It can, but it is a statue, so it's probably not. But I know this is what a lot of people think of meditation being, and then it's like, gets kind of a weird rap. Okay, y'all, it does. We just can say it here. We can say these things in this group. It gets a weird rap. That's more my meditation. So I wake up every morning, go to the bathroom, get a glass of water, get back in bed, sit up in my bed, set my timer. I use Insight timer, write it in the message, insight timer on my phone, and it's set for 15 minutes. And I breathe and I do my dang best to detach from my chatty mind, even at 6 a.m. Mornings are best. This is all according to Abraham Hicks, and it's also according to me too, because I put it to test. Morning is best because your mind has not gotten a whole day's worth of stuff going on, and you're coming out of your sleep, which you have, you've kind of reset your energy field during your sleep. So mornings are a better. Let's see. I love that question. I'm going to get to it. She asked me if I have a particular meditation. Yes, it's not on Insight Timer. It's just a timer. All it is a timer. What I recommend and Abraham Hicks recommends for meditation is literally just breathing and having maybe a sound machine, or if you have your air conditioner on, or a fan, a kind of white noisy kind of thing. Because remember, this is a practice of detaching from thoughts. And you're going to find out why you want to do this and what this has to do with manifestation. Okay. Everybody excited? I hope I don't look like that person in the picture. This is the best one I could find. And that's not my bedspread. Okay, here we go. What do meditation and manifestation? Here's the deal, y'all. Look, go listen to Abraham Hicks. Just put in YouTube, Abraham Hicks meditation. Just do it. Do it. Because you're not going to get everything you need here to get you 100% inspired. You're going to get 99%. We're going to manifest it. Y'all are going to get 99% inspired. But to get 100%, go listen to them. If I'm sitting there for 15 minutes and I have 30 seconds of me tuning into my breath, and that is still a very healthy practice. You do not beat yourself up if you cannot, if you catch yourself thinking, who cares? You've got to be easy on yourself in your meditations, because I think some people don't. Some people want to be like, oh, it's too hard. I got more anxious. That's okay if you get more anxious. It doesn't matter. Just keep bringing it back to breath. I'm going to write that down. Oops, I almost did something weird. Bring it back to the breath. That is all you are doing when you meditate, because you're going to have thoughts. And then you say, that's a nice little thought. They say it's like a leaf on a creek. Oh, there's a thought. You just let it go by. Oh, okay, I see another one. Oh, I didn't even know those were there. There they are. But then you keep bringing it back to the breath. Okay? Oh my gosh. Do this, y'all. 15 minutes. That's what Abraham Hicks prescribes. I agree. Okay. Y'all are doing great. What do meditation and manifestation have to do with the other? You choose your vibration. You choose your experience. Okay. What the hell am I talking about? Well, there's some traffic. There's lots of parking spaces, maybe. Yeah. It's easy to get down the road. It's kind of a pretty street, right? We like days like that, where you're just driving somewhere and it's like no issues. You're just getting where you got to go. And it's a pretty day. And there's even colorful cars and colorful people on the street. Okay. And then we have days like that. All right. I brought these pictures in because a friend of mine's husband was putting on Facebook. This was a few years ago. I was like, God, I wish he would show up to my classes. And he's like, went to the extent of writing on his Facebook page about how people in Alabama are horrible drivers, how great detail until somebody cut them off, this other person cut them off, this other person cut them off, and they all had Auburn stickers or an Auburn license plate. Y'all know in Alabama we have this rivalry, Alabama and Auburn. And he just said, Auburn people are horrible. And I just was like, he has no idea that he is manifesting these drivers, cutting him off by giving it this much energy, this much attention, and even to the point where they always have that Auburn sticker. I mean, I wish I took a screenshot of his write-up for a teaching tool, because you would feel it. You would feel his energy in the story and how honestly righteous he was. I mean, listen, he was right. People were cutting him off, and he was right. They had Auburn stickers on their cars, but he was keeping it coming. He wanted to be right. And guess what? So every day he gets into the car, another Auburn person's going to cut him off. Y'all, we don't have to live like that. We can have that bottom picture more of the time. Okay. So if he can get himself in a place where he's like, you know what? I'm good. I got to where I needed to go today, and I'm safe. And I had nice tunes in my car, and I had my air conditioned, and my sunroof was open, and didn't give any attention to anybody cutting them off. He's going to have more of this bottom picture every day of his life. Do y'all like this story? Because I actually like the way this just came out. This is actually a really good story. Okay. So Leslie says, do you think that's because he's looking for it? Is that what you mean by giving it energy? Absolutely. But it's more not like he's out on the road saying, where are the Auburn drivers? Let me get behind them so they can cut me off. It's more that he has that belief. It's happened to him. So why wouldn't he believe it? Right, y'all? This is where you have to be careful. Right? Don't plug into your reality. Who cares if it happened? Do you want it to happen again? Well, keep telling that story. Keep writing it on Facebook. Go shout it out to the world. Do a podcast about it, and you will keep getting it. And then you will be very right. You'll be right. There, all the Auburn drivers cut people off. Y'all are gonna start seeing Auburn stickers. Y'all, but guess what? They're all gonna be nice and waving to you and blowing you kisses. Okay, so let's keep going, because y'all got that. I like this. Okay, so this is a similar story to Abraham Hicks talks about this. If you listen to any of their audios, which I highly recommend, y'all, highly recommend, just listen to them. YouTube, Abraham Hicks, you can write any topic in and you will find something. She talks about back in the day when she would do one-on-one calls, and this lady called wanting her life to turn around. And Abraham Hicks just kept talking about blue glass and butterflies. And the lady was getting frustrated, but she's like, no, what I'm trying to tell you is where your focus is creating more of it. And she goes, if you can just think for a minute about blue glass and butterflies, just blue glass and butterflies, just kind of things that don't have resistance, y'all, that don't have a charge, a negative charge. Blue glass and butterflies, I mean, they're kind of nice, right? Well, the lady couldn't get there. She wanted basically a future prediction, which that's not how this works. You predict your future by how you're operating in your present. You create your future by that. So what ended up happening, when you go hear the story, it's better said, of course, by Abraham, but they get off the phone, and Esther, who's the channeler for Abraham, was just going to dinner with her husband, and they were walking down the street, and she just had this really feeling to go into a store. All right. And she went in the store, and guess what? Guess what was in the store? The whole back wall was lined with more blue glass than she could ever see. Okay. Then she goes over to the park, maybe after dinner, I can't remember. And these butterflies just swarm her. And she wasn't even conscious that she had had this conversation. It wasn't even like connected until later. She's like, oh my gosh, the blue glass and the butterflies, the blue glass and the butterflies. Okay. So just more little stories to get you on the wavelength. That's what we're doing right now. And get y'all on a certain wavelength. Okay. But look at what words I put. Remember how Anne wrote down practice and I got really excited? She said, practice of quieting mind. You can also practice feeling good all day long, every day. Even when you feel bad, you can say, I just want to feel a little better. I might not be able to feel great, but even I just making feeling good a priority. Write that down. You can write it down too. Make feeling good a priority. This is going to be very foreign for some of y'all because you've tolerated a lot in your life. Okay. And you've practiced making other people feel good. Great. Good job. Stop that now. I don't even know how else to say it. Practice making yourself feel good. Okay. It's really fun. Promise. You really have fun stuff happen. And guess what? When you feel good, guess what? People around you feel good a lot of times. All right. Is it time to talk about Feng Shui? I think we need a little break. And I want to hear anybody's ideas, opinions, questions, and then we'll go to Feng Shui. I'm so happy to have y'all here. It's a good group. Do y'all like this conversation? Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Are you learning anything? I hope so. Some of y'all already know it. I love that you already know it, but you can listen to this stuff every day of your life for a reminder. Okay. Right? Like this is actually part of the practice. Like keep yourself remembering because we're going to forget. We're going to slip. Yay. I love seeing y'all. I see some of y'all I haven't seen in a while. Okay. Yay. Thanks for the claps. Do y'all want to discuss anything or do you want me to just keep going to Feng Shui? Who has a question? You can just type it in the chat or you can unmute. We're all friends here. Y'all good? Y'all, is anybody feeling shy? You don't have to be shy in this group. We're all kind of shy in this group. I'm secretly shy. Debbie. Did y'all see Debbie's awful comment? He wasn't wrong about the Auburn plate. She's an Alabama girl. Debbie. You are cracking me up. Change your story, ladies and gentlemen. Change your stories. I needed the reminder. We always need the reminder. Everybody always needs a reminder, really. Okay. Let me keep going. Let's just bring this home. I see some cute chats. I know they're going to be cute chats. Okay, y'all are so cute. All right, now, what does this have to do with Feng Shui? What are we even doing in Feng Shui, right? Oops, not yet. Okay, there's no more slides. I just get to tell y'all. I'm going to look at my notes real quick to make sure I have what I want to say correct. Get me a little springboard. All right. Y'all know that I had the subtitle, How Feng Shui Works. Okay. I just wanted to tell y'all, when I probably the first 10 to 15 years of studying Feng Shui, nobody talked about how Feng Shui works. And it kind of started to bug me. All right. That's why I got into law of attraction. There are other reasons, but I was like, whoa, some of my clients, I mean, y'all, they'd have things happen. They call me, y'all know my famous story where somebody called me to hire me and called me back 10 minutes later and said, and I thought she was calling to cancel. And she goes, what happened? And I go, what? She goes, I just got a client for 10 times your fee. Okay. And what I like to say to my clients is, may the abundance return back to you tenfold and more. Now I say 10,000 fold and more, but, okay. When you're meditating, you are raising your frequency. Okay. Because you're getting yourself out of resistance. We have thoughts all day long, and some of these thoughts have resistance in them. Does everybody know what I mean by resistance? Resistance means not feeling that great, honestly. Okay. But then there's some thoughts that feel great. And when you have a great thought, guess what? Law of attraction brings you another great thought and another great thought and another great thought. If you can practice detaching from your thoughts, guess what? You've got a leg up on all those thoughts. that have the resistance in them. You can detect when you don't feel that great, and you can access a better feeling thought better because you have a practice of meditating. Let's not even use that word meditating right now. You have a practice of quieting your mind. You have a practice of letting a thought go by. Am I selling you on meditating? Because if you can practice this and bring it into your daily life, you're going to experience so much more calm and peace, because you're going to notice when a thought doesn't feel very good, and you're going to be able to switch it a little bit easier and faster. Why do we want to switch our thoughts easier and faster? Okay. You want the easy flow and awesome traffic days? Get yourself feeling good in the first place. Do not rely on your circumstances around you to feel good. Unconditional happiness. Find a way to practice happiness no matter what's happening in your world. Because what happens is your vibration is higher and better and clearer. And so you attract that better, clearer, higher vibration things. Okay? You attract doggy bags when you need them. Okay? And it's hilarious. The universe knows how to make you laugh. All right. And be able to tell a silly story that y'all were never going to forget the story for the rest of your lives. And I know it because it's ridiculous, but it's real. And guess what? I really didn't need these. It's funny. I've never watched that show Survivor, and I'm watching it now, and they gave the contestants $500 and they have an auction, and they were like so happy to spend $500 on chicken nuggets or something. You know, the value of things depends on where you are at what point and what you're wanting. Right? I wanted doggy bags that day. I just wanted doggy bags that day. All right. I had no resistance to them, obviously, because I was in a happy mood. And I actually didn't even care if I had them or not. I didn't have to have them. Okay. I just wanted them. So that's another little trick. Try to get more in a place of wanting rather than needing, because needing, you're going to have resistance. If you need a new job, ooh, it's going to be hard to get. It's just going to be a little harder to get that new job. If you want a new job, do you see, even as I talk, the difference in the vibration? If you want a new job, you're like, okay, I want a new job. Yeah. But if you need a new job, it's like that closed up energy. Y'all, everything is about this vibration. Let's bring it back to Feng Shui. When you practice Feng Shui on your space, you are raising the vibration of the space. So your vibration gets to be with it. Okay. We work in concert with our environment. Now, interestingly enough, I feel like telling this group because I've got some pros in here. Interestingly enough, if you're practicing your high vibration more often, okay, your home, something's going to happen. It's going to like become feng shui. Your home has to catch up to you too. Okay. I'm just thinking of a friend of mine who had her 2-year-old left the sink running, and it was on the second story. It ruined her living room. And she was all excited because she had been wanting a pink couch and she had to buy new furniture. And guess what? It was paid for by the insurance. Okay. So she had done something in her vibration. I think she had actually just done the declutter course. And she was like, I'm so high and this is so awesome. I feel so good. And then weird stuff kind of like that happened. Listen, I'm not going to sell y'all on, I don't want to, it doesn't have to be like that. You could go buy a pink couch. She could have gone and bought a pink couch. Okay. Trust me. But it happened that way. So it kind of brings me to, because sometimes this stuff can be hard to teach in like a 45-minute deal or 1-hour deal. Because what about the bad traffic? What about the bad things happen? What about the cutoff, right? Abraham Hicks calls that contrast. All contrast is, y'all, is us. It's a chance for us to expand. That's how they put it. We're expanding beings. we're always kind of on the cusp of something, right? Of creating something. And so when something negative, so-called negative happens, it's just getting us clearer on what we want. If you can look at these bad things as like just clear, it's an experience to get you clearer on what you want, and then shift your vibration to thinking about what you want instead of being stuck in like, this is happening to me, I don't like it. It takes practice. I ain't gonna lie. It takes practice. I've been practicing for a long time. I still got to practice. Sometimes I'm like, it doesn't happen much, but it does still happen. And guess what? That's okay, because it's life. And we'd be really bored if everything was like sailing all the time. We want to be in this life. We want to create. We want to be a part of this experience. Okay. So bless the contrast, bless it. Just be like, okay. There's something in this. Only good can come from this. Before I learned law of attraction, I had learned from life. Only good can come from this. If you put that stamp on anything that's happening in your life, holy cow, y'all. Only good can come from this. Only good can come from this. Only good can come. If you have $0 in the bank, only good can come from this. Okay. Auburn person cuts you off. Only good can come from this. Debbie. All right. I just want to let y'all know what's coming up. Look how pretty my declutter jamboree picture looks. I love Blair helped me with this graphic design. And y'all know the Windhorse School of Feng Shui. The applications are opening very soon. I hope you apply if you're even slightly considering. And we have fun. This will be my 4th year next year. I can't believe it. And we've got some Odyssey ladies in here. So you don't have to become certified in Feng Shui to do the Odyssey. It will just, what we do is we get together and we practice. We practice and we share the stories, and we talk about the synchronicities, and we talk about the manifestations, and we talk about the contrast, and we get to witness each other playing in this field and putting it to practice. And you have that accountability, and it's so fun. And the most beautiful people show up. And I just love that I have this life where I get to teach this stuff and be in the field and be on the Odyssey with everybody. And of course, y'all know the Declutter Jamboree. If you have never done the Declutter Jamboree, I think I called it that last year for the first time. I still like that name. But it used to be called Declutter Your Way to Clarity. I've called it Make Space for Grace. It happens every year. And once you sign up one year, you're doing it every year. I declutter every year in January. It's to prepare for the Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is February 10th. I know it's weird to talk about 2024 already, but we're here. I'm sorry, we're here. And people actually have been saying, Katie, can you do a little declutter thing in October and November? And I'm like, well, really? If you want to start decluttering now, please do it. Why not? It's going to be Year of the Wood Dragon. I mean, doesn't that sound fun? Okay. I want to see. All right. I would like to hear any discussion y'all want to have. Any questions? Put it in the chat. Unmute. What do y'all have for me? Come on. Who's got something? Who's excited to meditate? Yay! I only saw one hand going up, but that was enough. Oh, I got a thumbs up. All right. Who has a meditation practice already? Yeah. Right. Yes. Now, yes. Good. I want to be consistent meditating. Yep. First thing in the morning is what I recommend. Just do it. Y'all, I think I've forgotten to meditate maybe 3 times in the past 2 years. And y'all, I'll get to like 8 or 9 o'clock in my daytime and be like, what? I feel weird. I'm like, or like just a little tiny bit. Oh, and I'm like, oh, and then I will stop what I'm doing if I can, and I can, and go meditate. You need it. You want it. Trust me. You want to start your day with your best foot forward. And I can tell you right now, meditation makes your day, you save so much time because you're more in a flow state. People call it the right time. You get the idea to go in a certain store. I'm thinking of interior decorating clients. You get an idea to go in a certain store that day. The shipment just came in. This is exactly what you're looking for. This is kind of life you want. This is my normal life now. And my clients and students laugh because I'm like, oh, I had a day where something happened. What's contrast? Ew. Because it doesn't happen much, right? And when it does, it's okay. I'm okay with it. I used to be up and down. That's what I wanted to show y'all. Who has a question? If you have one, go for it, because we only got a few more minutes. There's another thing I wanted to show y'all. So while I'm waiting for y'all to ask.
Katie, hi.
Hey, Meg.
I've got a question for you. Like, what do you think is sort of going on in the universe when you go through those periods where like everything's a shit show? Like stuff is breaking and you're like, I'm thinking about like our house, like AC leak, gate, like all this stuff happening. Like, is like karma off, or is like.
No. And I love this question because this is the language you're using is how I used to think and say things. No, first of all, karma, we have it wrong with karma. Just forget karma and go study law of attraction. Okay. We don't have any debts. We don't have any, like, if you do something good for somebody, then you get something good. That is I'm so happy that I figured it out because I was confused for years. Talking about cutting somebody off. I remember being with a friend. He's like, that person just cut me off. And then I just saw somebody else cut him off. That was his karma. I'm like, no, he was just on a certain vibration. Okay. There's a few things that happens when hits the fan.
Like everything's falling apart.
Yeah. So, all right, let me just get a little quiet so I can get the words the best I can. Okay. Sometimes when all that stuff is happening, it is because you've gone to a higher vibration and the other thing needs an upgrade. Okay. It can be that you've kind of, and it's like uncomfortable. Okay. Sometimes when you get to a clearer energy, right? When you're operating on a different wavelength than you kind of been used to, sometimes these uncomfortable things can happen because there's a shift. It's kind of like, okay, they're giving me like flying analogies, kind of like the rocket ship when it's breaking through the atmosphere, it's like, and then it's like, okay. Sometimes it can be that, Meg. All right. So be happy. I'm going to just say this. Nothing is happening to you. Okay. It's just a reaction to a vibration. And I know you have a household full of people too. Second of all, go ahead.
Actually, in a time when things were just not great for anyone in the house. And then like everything started falling apart on top of that, like literally falling apart.
Well, if you haven't learned to manage your vibration, which translates to manage emotions, and you're letting everything, like the mean teacher and the bully at school and the bad boss, if you're letting everything affect you, you're going to be creating a vibration that can cause the disruption. You're just going to keep attracting more.
Well, and I was thinking about what you said about the only good can come from this.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe it was a life shift, like things needed to shift or change or something.
Well, anytime anything is happening, because like I started this off, like we're always manifesting, is to show you your vibration. Like if you're stuck in the traffic constantly or people cutting you off constantly, it's just showing you your vibration. So you got to get real with yourself and say, you know what? Fine. I give up. It's kind of like I give up. I'm just going to be happy no matter what. Hey, these people suck. I'm just going to be happy anyway. I know it's easier said than done. That's why I say it's a practice. And what I was going to show y'all, but y'all have seen it before. I'm just going to write it in the chat, is the emotional guidance scale. I think y'all have heard me say, like, when I found that in the Abraham Hicks work, it's in the back of Asking and It's Given by Abraham Hicks. It's just a tool to help you move up, like frustration. I'm coming home frustrated. I'm frustrated at school. I'm frustrated with my grades. I'm frustrated with this, frustrated with my boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. I mean, if you're carrying that energy all the more often than gooder energy, I will say gooder, you're gonna keep creating wonky, right? But see, then sometimes you're already kind of up there and then the house has to catch up. So, I mean, I'll give this crazy thing that Abraham Hicks, I couldn't believe when I was hearing this one audio, and this family had survived a plane crash and they were like able to talk to her, and they're like, what? But we had a plane crash. The plane crashed. We almost died. And they were freaking out. Like, we almost died. And she was just like, I'm about to cry. All four of you walked away from a plane crash with barely a scratch. That's a manifestation. So I say to I had to learn this myself. Everything I'm teaching y'all, I had to learn, just so y'all know. You got to make molehills out of mountains. You got to make molehills out of mountains. Does that make sense when I say it? Quit giving all the stuff. The contrast, such a big deal. Trust me, I've been through it. I'm just going to let y'all know where it was like, what is happening? And it's hard when you're in it. That's why you want to practice when you're not in it. Just meditate every day and listen to Abraham Hicks and do some Feng Shui and declutter, because things are going to happen, but you're going to realize, like, oh, okay, let me just see if I can feel good even in the turmoil, even a little bit. Like, let me just enjoy this amazing, yummy dinner that I cooked for myself. If you can keep grabbing for those moments and making that a practice, the manifestations it's just, things are going to be better. And that's why we do Feng Shui. We do Feng Shui to manifest, y'all. That's why we have the Bagua, your money area, your romance area. I want a better marriage. I want a better career. Okay. So it is a practice. So I will say that word 10,000 times over. So if you want to come practice with me, let's do declutter together. Yes, y'all are coming to declutter. I know you are. Okay. I'm about to put the link out there. And then also, I want my Odyssey people to knock on my door. Leslie, send me that poem if. It's 1:00. Meg, that question was the best question you could ask, because we've all been there. We've all been there. And it's going to get easier. And just know only good can come from this, and see what happens. I mean, see what happens. Y'all all know the things where, one time I had this Jeep and I was thinking about selling it. It was such a little gas guzzler, but gosh, it was so cute in California to drive around in a Jeep. And then I had a wreck and it got totaled. And I got double what I was going to sell it for from the insurance. I mean, I was fine. And I was going to get rid of the thing anyway. You don't have to have life like that. You don't have to have life like that, right? If you practice meditation, you're going to be able to make the decisions before it gets to some place where the roof is leaking and your car is getting totaled. So don't be scared about any of this. I wasn't meditating at that point, but I did know to say, as soon as it happened, only good can come from this. I was clear. I'm like, only good can come from this, because guess what? Bad stuff doesn't happen to me that often, right? Okay. Bad stuff. Contrast. Okay, y'all. Superstars, I'm excited. Please email me anytime. I love hearing stories. I have a feeling y'all are going to have your eyes are going to be a little more open these next few days. Keep them open. It's fun. And listen, I didn't care if I had a doggy bag or not. You kind of have to be a little bit detached from what you want to manifest. And just the main manifestation is happiness. The only reason you want to manifest anything is because you think you're going to be happy or having it. So if you find yourself happy, milk it. Just go around. I'm happy. I'm happy. I mean, if you're feeling happy right now, go and keep being happy today. I mean, that's the only reason you want anything. Okay. And then the thing will happen even better than you thought. All right. Mwah. Y'all are the best. And listen, if there's anything y'all want to talk about for November and December, send me ideas. I don't know yet. So send me. All right. Ciao. I'm so happy y'all came. Bye.